What's going on, guys? Income here. I'm very excited for this video. I think a lot of you are as well. The long anticipated prisons map is finally here. I just want to say before we get started, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. If you want to win either a legend rank or 5,000 credits, make sure to comment your IGN. Tell us one thing you love about OPLegends and make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll be picking winners in my next video, so you should probably see that coming out probably Sunday. But I just wanted to say, just real quick, thank you all so much for the support. This is going to be the showcase video. We're going to go through all the features. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alrighty, so the first feature I kind of want to get into is the actual quest. So if you do /quest when you log on the server, if you come over here, you can see the /quest. It's basically just a Prism 101. It just kind of teaches you, it's a tutorial, kind of telling you how to play the server, that kind of stuff. Pretty boring stuff, but it's very important for new players. And if you want to complete it, I think you get some decent rewards. So that's the first thing. The second thing is obviously our new robot system. This is a robot system that we had before. Now, this robot system we had was during V1. It was like our prisons V1. If you guys, again, it was like 4 years ago. But basically, as you just continue to keep collecting robots, these robots will generate orbs every minute. And then you're able to level these orbs up and they'll be able to generate you more orbs. The goal is that over a certain amount of time, you'll be able to upgrade these robots and make it to where, you're gaining a lot of orbs to where you don't have to grind as much. But yeah, like that's for later weeks within the map. And again, they're very, very useful. As you can see, this is the Emerald robot, I think the highest tier robot. A lot of the balancing isn't like 100% yet. I would say that this is probably close to what we're going to be. But yeah, that's, again, it's just kind of showing off the robot system. As you can collect all. You can claim the orbs. See, I just claimed 1,275 worth of currencies. So again, very, very interesting stuff. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This is like our AFK element. A lot of people told us we should do the AFK block. I felt that we have a companion system that I think operates in the same kind of way, and we'll get into that. But yeah, that's just one of those features that I think are very, very important. I think you guys will really, really enjoy. The next thing is the skills. Now, if anybody has played our prison servers in the past, the skills were always based off of enchant procs. So for instance, Dragon Burst, whenever, let's say if it procced 100 times, your skill would then have 100 points towards it. If you look at this skill menu, as right now, we have Dragon Burst skill. See, proc Dragon Burst equals 1 XP. And now we have all of these rewards. Now, the rewards are just basically blocks of orbs at this point. We're going to add per cube tickets, that kind of stuff. So just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, right now the rewards are not all the way done, but they are going to include what these blocks of orbs are. What it's going to be is it's going to be just tool perks as well as pet perks. So yeah, it's going to be I think it's going to be pretty good. Now, they're not going to be like insane rewards because obviously we have the pass and stuff like that, and I'll get into that. But it is going to be somewhat decent rewards of like things you need, like the pet perks and tool perks. Unless you get Universal 5, you really need those until you get that said perk. So again, it's very important. The next thing I'm going to get into is the cells. So basically, if you come over here, as you can see, it's cell top. It's now cells now. Like we used to have it as gangs. But as you can see, it's by blocks. And what this means is that it's not just blocks that you mine like raw blocks. It's blocks that your enchants break as well. The reason why we did it this way, and again, I think it's very important, is, we want to make it to where if you're a comp player, you want to, focus on upgrading as many enchants as you possibly can to be able to compete on the actual cell top. Now, that being said, our goal and what we might be doing is removing how many blocks that you can see. So let's say, you see Just Pandas here. He's got 37 million blocks. You won't see that until maybe Friday night. Like we do something custom like that. And mind you, that might not be the case. This is like going to be a game time decision kind of thing, but I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's very important. And yeah, that's one of the features as well. Obviously, we have milestone rewards. You can see that here. Milestone rewards are not completed yet, but basically, it's just rebirth at this point. We might be adding some more milestones if we decide to add things like ascension or just another mechanic to kind of, add to the ranking up and rebirthing. But yeah, this is pretty much it. It's just rebirth milestones. We have the gem shop. Now, the gem shop is basically how the EXP shop used to work. All I can tell you is that this is actually not what's going to be within the gem shop, hence why I'm not showing it. I have to do that later tonight. I'm not really excited to do it, but I have to do it. So yeah, there's going to be better rewards in here for people to explore. It's going to be a good time. As you can see here are some of the crate keys. So again, we've kind of like copied our gen system in terms of some of the crate keys. I know some things are not 100% in here, like it's the armor's dirt. But as you can see, we have pet perks, pet stats. The ultimate modifiers are going to be broken out. So some pretty cool stuff in here. We try to make the boosters, not pay to win. As you can see, we have the bosses, so I can actually show this off. I think it's actually pretty cool. You can see here with the relic key, same thing. Oh, the robots are not in here yet. But yeah, again, this is everything that you can see within the crate system. So we'll go from there. I'm going to cut back to us at the mine because there's going to be a lot of stuff for me to show off there. So I will see you guys in just a second. All right, now we're at the bulk of the whole entire server. Let me turn up my renderness so you guys can see the actual build. I actually love this mine build. It's actually really, really cool. So the first thing I want to get into is the companions. So as you can see here, come to the companions. You are not going to get, not everybody's going to get a companion. The companion, you have to get a companion either through a bundle or through the Star of the World loot box. Companions are not going to be that overpowered. They are going to be like a AFK element. The goal is that the chances within the crates and stuff like that are not going to be insane. There's also going to be, we're going to be giving a lot of them away. Like the goal with the companion eggs is to make it to where obviously there's like a good item that you need to get, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get it, to be honest. It's just an added bonus. But as you can see, we have companion upgrades. This helps you get the food processor, the ultimate adjuster. It takes gems to upgrade and kind of make sure so the price is seasonal. Mining assistance, you can upgrade the proc rate. You know, if you archaeologist to have like a trend of defining valuables in the mine. You have the efficiency. It makes it to where, you know, the amount of blocks that are broken is going up. So again, just a lot of cool upgrades that you can use for the companion, which I think are very, very cool. And yeah, that's just kind of one of the things that I think are going to be really, really enjoyable for this map of prison. So now we get on to the actual biggest part that we've spent so much time doing. So actually, let me spawn in my boss. So as you can see, we have bosses, and how the bosses work, just so you know, is that, oh my God, this is very loud. Oh my God, this is so loud. Okay, but how the bosses work is that the amount of, every time I mine a block, the damage goes down. Once I get that damage to 0, I get the rewards. So one of the things that we spent so much time doing on OPLegends was trying to figure out how we perfect the mining. So again, I'm gonna mine here. As you can see, I think I've max Dragon Burst, but again, this is gonna be a DB meta. So as you mine, it should be very, very easy to get, how do I say, money, tokens, all of those different things. So actually, let me rebirth here. Let me actually set my, I'm gonna set my balance to my orb balance to 0. Oh, it's orbs, my bad. All right, now I'm just gonna grind. So again, the goal was to make the progression super fun, super enjoyable, to where it's fast for the start, and I'm gonna upgrade my speed. Now I'm just gonna keep mining. So again, the way that we've done this is, as you can see by the mine level, every single time your mine level goes up, which means like your mining is getting bigger, it resets the mine. But as you can see by the mine resets, I am not getting any black screens. I'm not getting anything that's super annoying. This is all legit. I'm all just sitting here grinding, having a good time. Nothing is in my way. Back in the old OPLegends, if anybody remembers, the mine resets were one of the most annoying, and they just were not good for retention. It actually ruined a lot of what the server was doing. So again, that's one of the things we've been fixing, one of the things we've been working on. Again, I think this map is going to be very, very enjoyable in terms of that. So yeah, this is just one of the things I wanted to show off. And yeah, and again, one of the things too is the enchants. If you look here, I'm gonna go slow, but basically we have a pretty wide variety of enchants. A lot of these enchants, like the explosive, they basically proc behind you. And the reasoning for that is when we talk to so many players about, you know, what is one thing you don't like about our prisons, they said like the enchants were just so annoying. So what that means is like when you would grind prisons on OPL before, you would have to disable a lot of the animations on a lot of the enchants because like it just did not, like they just were not fun, and they just ruined the actual grind of the actual server. Now we fixed that. We made sure that, you know, we've added enchants that are not in your way as you grind. Like, you know, when you're grinding DB, right, there's like a certain kind of rotation that you kind of go on when you grind, right? Like you don't want to be bothered in this way. You kind of go in circles. That's, you know, that's not going to be the case anymore. Sorry, that is going to be the case, but you're not going to have like annoying enchants like explosive in your way to where you have to drop down and all this kind of stuff. You'll be able to avoid it by the time the DB procs. And yeah, that's kind of, again, our whole entire goal of doing this was to make the server more enjoyable and fun for anybody who wants to play it and maybe, you know, just wants to hop on and grind for a little bit. So I'll keep going through some of the enchants just so you can see. We had a Guardian's Busting Back. Oh, that's a fan favorite. Pandemonium's pretty cool. It's like just Panda's enchant. We have the Ancestral Wrath. We have the Credit Finder. The Credit Finder is going to be locked behind their /door system. The Beacon enchants, as you can see, these are the Beacon enchants. The Beacon enchants are basically are like, I would say like an added bonus to all the enchants that are within the orbs. But these Beacon enchants are very, very overpowered, and they're going to be a lot of beacons to upgrade. So this is going to be one thing you really want to sink in and try to, you know, upgrade to the max, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is the mining system. As you can see, pretty cool, very, very simple. The goal of this map of prisons, and let me explain to you, was simplicity. Simplicity at its finest. We wanted to make sure that if a player didn't need a PhD to play this prison server, we wanted to make it fun, enjoyable, but very, very simple. And you know, our goal is obviously to add more content as the map continues to progress. But back in the day, when you could just log on prisons, hop on, grind with your friends, not have to worry about anything else, that was what was fun about this prison server. And that's what we kind of try to go back to, and we try to, you know, get to the root of that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna cut to the next clip if there's any other features. If not, I appreciate it, and I'll probably move to closer. So see you guys in a bit. I'm back. There's a couple things I want to mention before I end the video. One is there will be the /Halloween event. Actually, I don't even know if it's added on here. It's not, but it will be. So the same thing you see on Gens with the Halloween armor and credit armor, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be implemented. The spin the wheel, the Halloween playtime, candy corn, all that stuff's going to be implemented. The next thing I wanted to show off is the door system. This is one of our premier features that we're kind of releasing this map, and how this feature works is basically there's different doors, and how the doors work is that you need a requirement, and there's a requirement and a cost associated to each door. Once you reach the requirement and the cost, and you actually buy the door, it unlocks, let's say either a permanent multiplier, items, or even a new enchant that you don't even see within your enchant menu. The reason for this is to allow for players to have like the idea of like what's behind the door, right? And like they don't really have an understanding of what's going to be there, but it allows them to, kind of guess what's going to be there, as well as get new enchants, new content as they progress through the server. That was one of the biggest things that we talked about, is how do we keep people engaged for not just week 1 and week 2, but through week 3, 4, and 5. And, adding this door system is going to allow us to have so much versatility with adding new content that you guys have never seen before behind progression. So again, we're super excited for this feature. I think it's going to be super enjoyable. The only thing I can really say is that there's going to be some, kind of left turns and kind of crazy things that you guys might not expect within the doors, and there might be some things you do expect. So we're super excited for it, and I think we're all good. I think this is pretty much a lot of the features that I wanted to show off in the video today. I will say that the server is releasing this Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. So as you're watching this video, it should be 24 hours until that release, unless you're watching this on Saturday. But yeah, this map has been long overdue. We've been super excited about it. I think the last map of Prisons was May. OPLegends was built off of Prisons. Prisons is our game mode. It will always be our game mode, and we are always going to make sure that we have one of the best prison experiences out on the market. So I just want to say thank you all so much for the support. It means the absolute world to me. Please log on this Saturday at 3 p.m. EST. Let me know how you feel. My Discord DMs are always open, and I'll see you guys then. Peace out.